Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1854, Networking Riches Day 1. Yes, no genealogy talk tonight, only because I haven't had a chance to do any genealogy today. It has been a very busy, very productive day. We got up, we went for our walk, we came back, we were online for Networking Riches Day 1. We finished with Networking Riches. Then it was getting things ready for my trip to San Diego, where I'm going to be babysitting the grandsons over the weekend. And I'm so looking forward to that. I miss my grandsons. If California wasn't so expensive, I would still be living there. But anyway, besides that, so I'm heading out there tomorrow, and I had a whole list of things to do, including, as you can see, no Zeffie. She's at the dog sitters. Oh, I have to tell you the story of taking her to the dogs. It was so funny. So we're in that. So I asked her if she wanted to go for a ride in the car. Yeah. Now, last night she'd watched me pack her bag with her food in there, with her Claritin, with her treats, with her favorite, one of her favorite blankets. She's got 3 favorite blankets. So I put one of them in there for her. And she watched, and she's sort of like, oh, where are we going? And so she was like wandering around, where are we going? And I'm going sitting down, I'm doing the laundry. And so she finally figured that we weren't going. And I said, no, this is for tomorrow. So normally when I take to the dog sitters, it's in the morning. But because of Networking Riches, I couldn't do the morning, so we had to do the evening. And so she was kind of a little confused today because her bag was packed and we hadn't gone anywhere. So I asked her if she wanted to go for a ride in the car. And so, yep, she did. So we got in the car. And so she quite happily trotted out to the car. And as soon as I opened the door, she jumped on in and got buckled in and everything else. And then off we went. And as we're going, she's just sitting there in the back and she's kind of leaning against the back. She does this thing where she sits in the back and she kind of leans against the back seat. And we had arranged to drop her off at 5 o'clock. And this is why we got moved tonight, because I wasn't sure if I'd be back in time for 6 o'clock. And so I said, oh, we're going to go see Shiloh today. And I started naming off the husband and the kids and their 2 dogs. And as soon as I said Shiloh, she was like, I mentioned the others and she was just sort of like, it was so funny. I mentioned Shiloh's name. She just sat up and she's like looking around. Shiloh's like her second mom. She's awesome. And so we get over there and they're all out front anyway. And Zeffie's like, get me out of the car. Like she's, as soon as I get out of the car, or Charlotte starts going, Zeffie's here. And Zeffie's like, get me out of here, like whining like crazy. And so I said, well, wait a second. I got to get your leash on. So I got a leash on and she jumps on out and she barrels over to Shiloh and then she starts talking to the kids but stays by Shiloh as much as she can. And so we had a quick chat while we're out there. And then Shiloh goes to take her inside, and Zeffie is so used to that when we get to the dog sitter's place, there's got a path on the side of the house. And we usually go up to the path. They open the big gate because they've got like a 6 or 7 foot tall, probably 6 foot tall. It's taller than me. It's tall. Gate there, which helps keep the kids in, helps keep the dogs in, and that sort of thing. And they've got a ring thing on the outside of that because it's all part of their courtyard, and their front doors inside the courtyard area. I mean, they've done a fantastic job there. They've got a great area for Zeffie to run around in, and it's a super, super nice family. And Zeffie loves going there. And so, of course, Zeffie goes trotting off down the side path to get to the gate, only to find out that they couldn't actually open it from this side. And so they had to go around through the garage. And so she's walking back, no, we're going to go this way, Zeffie. And Zeffie's sort of like, no, we're going this way. Zeffie was determined, we go through the gate. And Charlotte's like, no, we're going through the garage this time. She says, come on, Zeffie, and kind of just moved her along towards the garage. And so she finally went inside there. And as I was driving back home, I got a text message, which I didn't get to see till I got to Jiffy Lube because I needed to do an oil change. And I got to Jiffy Lube at like 5:40 and they closed at 6 o'clock. And I said, I need an oil change done. And they said, oh, hang on, let's see if we can still do it. And the woman comes out and says, we can only take cards. We cannot take any cash. I said, that's good because I don't have any cash to give you. So it'll have to be a card. She's like, fine. She said, just turn the key off and come on inside. And I walked into their waiting room area. It was hilarious. So they have the door that's next to the desk that goes out into the service bay area. And they have the nice little printed up sign, the little metal plate that's stuck to the glass that says, for your own protection, blah, 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 blah. Basically, you go beyond this thing without being asked to. It's your own fault. Da, 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 da. Do not enter. Basically, I do not enter. I even had the little symbol there for it and everything else. Then I noticed that I just started laughing. On either side of the sign, there was printed signs that said, please do not enter the bay area unless accompanied by an employee. And then underneath all of that was a handwritten sign that said, "Do not enter the Bay Area." And the woman comes out, and I just started laughing. I looked at her, I says, "Let me guess. You had to put up that handwritten sign because nobody can read the printed stuff." And she's like, "Yeah, basically." She says, "It just amazes her." She says, "We're out back there, and all of a sudden we turn around and there's somebody standing there because they've walked in." And I'm like, "And how's the handwritten one going?" She says, "Not as well as," she says, it's ignored just like the other ones are." But they had 4 signs on the door that said, "Do not enter the Bay Area," and people ignore all 4 of them. They had the official metal one stuck to the glass. They had 2 printed ones off a computer and a printer, and then they had a handwritten one, and it still did not stop people going into the bay. I was just like cracking up laughing. But they got the oil change done for me, and I would tell you that was my quickest trip ever into a Jiffy Lube. Because I pulled in, they had no cars in the bays. There was only one bay open. They had no cars there. And so I went, they drove my car straight in and got everything done. And they have this pump thing that they use to measure out, that they use to dispense the oil into this container so they can measure out how much oil they're giving you, because they only go up to a certain amount. And I'm sitting there in the waiting room, going, "That's a real," and I'm like, "Oh, they're playing some music," and I'm just like sitting there chair dancing to this beat that's going on. And afterwards I said, "What was that beat thing that was going on?" She said, "Oh, that was the oil." And I said, "Was that the oil being pumped?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, we were pumping it into a container to measure it, to put it into your car." And I said, "That had a really good beat to it." I said, "I was sitting back there just car dancing because sitting dancing on the seat because it was such a really good beat." She says, "Yeah, this isn't." So my car's done. My laundry, I've got one more laundry load to go into the dryer, and then that's done. And then I just have to pack, which is not going to take long at all. So despite the fact that I had Networking Riches today, which was phenomenal, I actually got a lot achieved. So I was just sitting there eating dinner, and I got home and had enough time to eat dinner before coming on here. I was sort of like, wow, I am so on point right now. I am exactly where I need to be, doing exactly what I need to be doing. And this is just going really well. And I already know that as soon as I finish here, I don't have to take Zeffy for a walk. So I've got extra time. And now I can work on, I've already got my work stuff, because I am still doing work for clients while I'm away, but it's going to be in the evening after the kids go to bed. Although tomorrow afternoon, there'll be some done when I get there. There'll be some done on Friday while they're at school. And then after they go to bed in the evenings, I'll be able to do some more work for clients. So I've got my client files ready to go. They're all ready to go. I've got the laptop sitting here. It's been fully charged. Just got to remember to take the charging cord with me. And I've got my genealogy stuff that I can do as well. So it's just stuff to keep me busy when the kids are otherwise occupied with school or they're in bed sleeping. But Networking Riches today, day 1. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to be there tomorrow for day 2, and they're going to have 2 amazing breakthrough zones tomorrow, which I would absolutely love to see. But of course, I'm going to be driving. But today was really, really cool. And Casey was off on this first thing this morning. He went off on this huge tangent. He kept talking about the fact that he was off script, and I would tell you, he was dropping so much good stuff during his off script portion that I was just blown away. There was stuff in there that I had heard before but hadn't really taken notice of because I wasn't ready to hear it. I'm taking a lot of notes today, that sort of stuff as well. And then during and then he ended up doing an impromptu breakthrough zone because somebody asked him a question when we got back from break, and that took him on to a whole coaching thing, which was really cool. It was just to do with real estate and about a vendor or a referral partner. I can't remember which, who used to always bring stuff to her. And so, how do I win that client? How do I win that person back? And there was some really cool ideas and everything else. It was just amazing. And then we get to our regular breakthrough zone period, and we had 2 amazing breakthrough zones there. And let me tell you this, age is not an excuse for starting over. We had an elderly gentleman there who didn't look anything like his age. I know how old he was, but I'm not going to tell you this, but I will tell you this, that he is not letting age be a barrier for what he wants to do. He has an agenda, and by crikey, he is going to do it. And he just needed some guidance as to the direction to go. and he knows exactly what it is he wants to do. He's got all these years of experience behind him, and listening to what he was accomplishing and things, I'm just sort of like, I never really thought about that for that industry. But even in what they were talking about and the ideas they were giving, I even picked up some for my businesses as well, and things that's like, oh, keep an eye out on that one. But he had a really cool business idea, and he just needed a little bit of guidance to help him in the right direction. And but I would tell you this, knowing his age, it is not a barrier at all. And if anybody turns around and says, I'm too old to, bullshit. Sorry, I don't usually swear, but yeah, BS. I'm calling BS on that one, because this guy is not letting age stop him. If you remember a few weeks back, we had Peggy Campagna on there. She turned 80 while she was in Bosnia this year. And she's not letting age stop her either. She has a mission that she wants to get out there and accomplish, and she's going to do it. And she is working on that like crazy. And she's not letting age slow her down. And I'm looking at these two people. Plus, we've got some other members in PIC who are older than I am, who are reinventing themselves, who have got these great businesses, who are just doing phenomenal things. And I'm just like sitting back and I'm going, this is so cool, because they are not letting their age get in the way. And how many times have I turned around? I have done this myself. I'm guilty of this myself, where I've turned around and go, oh, I'm too old to do that. Or maybe I'm getting past the point of, maybe I'm getting too old to do it. Nope. After seeing these people and hearing these people talk, no way, no how, not letting it stop me. I'm getting in there and I'm getting it done. So I got invigorated. I got fired up today for my businesses and everything. And just watch out. Helen's on a warpath. That's the only thing I can describe it. Plus, I have this massive project, which I am still working on. You haven't heard a lot about it yet because it's not ready to be spoken about. There's only one other person who actually knows what the full project entails. And they were able to give me some guidance on what to do to get started. And I have started doing the research in those particular areas. I'm also working on other areas with research as well. And I don't know what the heck is going on, but all of a sudden through my Facebook feeds, on my Twitter, not Twitter, what's the other one? TikTok, Threads, Instagram, I'm seeing sponsored ads for portions of what I am planning to do. And I have posted none of it online. And I'm just like, but then, I've put it out there into the universe to say, this is what I want to do. Help me get point me in the right direction and everything else. So when you put it out in the universe listens. They then deliver it to you in a way that you probably wouldn't expect. So I'm just sort of like, oh yeah, I put that out there, didn't I? So now I'm seeing stuff about this that supports it or shows me, hey, this is already out there. What services are they offering in this particular area? And is that something that I can bring them on board with? Or is that our competition? It's all of these things that as I am seeing more and more of these sponsored ads for these different companies, are they my competition, or is there some way that I can fold them into this project and have them as a partner in the project? So it's all exciting and everything else. And I got fired up again today from Networking Riches, just day one. And with the breakthrough zones that we had today, it was very inspiring and confirmed more that I'm doing what I need to be doing right at this point in time. So it was just a very good affirmative message I got today. And then I am getting my stuff done to get ready to leave early tomorrow morning. And I'm not freaking out about it. I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, I got this to do, I got that to do. I'm not stressing out. I'm actually very cool, calm, and collected about this. So it's all good. And I'm just sort of excited what's going to happen. I'm excited to see my grandkids this weekend, spend some time with them. I know I'm going to come home absolutely exhausted because these kids are high energy and I love them to death. Love my grandkids, love their energy, love their enthusiasm for life, love their curiosity, and seeing things through their eyes. There's been movies, kids' movies and stuff I've seen countless times, and then I get to see it for the first time through their eyes, the first time they may be seeing that movie. I get to see it through their eyes, which gives you a whole different perspective. Not sure what we're going to do this weekend yet. I haven't kind of decided. I'm sort of like being, oh, I wonder what's on this. So maybe I should go look up what's on. If I do that, I'm going to get lost. I've got stuff I need to do first. Then I will go and look and see what events are on this weekend that I could take them to and have some fun with them outside of the house. But yeah, it's going to be we're going to have a fun weekend. I just know, I can feel it. I'm ready for it. So with that, I am out of here. I am off to finish my packing. I've just got to put one load of clothes into the dryer. Fortunately, the clothes that are going into the dryer, I don't need to take with me, which is awesome. I already have the stuff that I need to take with me. It's already been washed and dried and is folded and is sitting on the bed. So I just need to go pack a suitcase and then I need to put the rest of the laundry away. And I'm just like, I don't have a TV in the bedroom. I'm walking in here and going, I don't have a TV in the bedroom. And if you have followed me for a while, you know that I typically don't like having TVs in the bedroom, except when I am folding laundry. I like to sit on the bed, fold the laundry with some movie playing on in the background, and not a movie you have to pay attention to. It's just one of those, it could be a rom-com, it could be, usually a comedy or a rom-com, and that's playing on in the background where I don't really have to pay attention to it. And it's just one of those ones that you can just pick up as you go, oh, what happened there? Oh, yeah, that's right. And it could be a movie I've seen 100 times before or whatever. It doesn't matter. So I'm sort of like, I don't have a TV in the bedroom. So that means I got to go watch nothing while I fold laundry. No, the brain is, yeah. So I might have to take the laptop in there and put a movie on the laptop. Just thinking, that's what I was thinking about when I came in here tonight to do the podcast. So yeah, I think the laptop's going to come down to the bedroom, get set up on the bed, streaming a movie, and be able to get the laundry done. Usually I don't have this much laundry to do. The last time I had this much laundry to do, I was in the RV, and in the RV we had a TV in the bedroom, and that's the only time that TV in the bedroom ever got used was when I was folding laundry. But this time, I don't have a TV in the bedroom, so I guess the laptop's going to have to work for tonight and use it that way. But who knows? I would bring it out to the family room and fold it there, but there's dog hair everywhere. And I've been vacuuming and it still gets everywhere. I think I need a new vacuum cleaner because it's not picking up the dog hair very well. And it's supposed to be one that's designed for picking up dog hair. And it's just not picking it up. And I've checked the hoses. The hoses are all clear. There's no blockages anywhere. It sounds like there's a blockage, but there's no blockage. I have even, pulled all the hose pieces off. Checked everything. I can see daylight on the other end of everything with no obstructions in there, yet it still sounds like it's blocked. So I'm going to have to investigate that more as to why my vacuum cleaner no longer picks up dog hair. So I don't want to do fold the laundry in the family room while watching the TV because I don't want dog hair all over it. I'll just do that in the bedroom. Yes. But anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. For the next few nights, I will be on when I get on. It is going to be one of those ones where it's not going to be a set time, probably somewhere around 8 o'clock in the evening Pacific time, because it will be after the kids have gone to bed. And they usually go to bed sometime around 7:30, 8 o'clock. But we're going to have story time. So Grandma gets to tell stories. Grandma loves reading stories and making voices and all of that sort of stuff and just sitting there. And yeah, story time's my favorite time. Yeah, I've always loved story time. Always. Even I remember we were down in Christchurch one time visiting my aunt and uncle. It was the first time I got to meet my cousin, and she was about 4. And she was over and us kids were all in the living room. I can't remember what we were doing. But I remember my dad turning around to my cousin and saying, oh, go get a book and take it to Helen and she'll read it for you. And I'm just like, wait, what? I was a teenager at the time. And I'm like, wait, what? And so she comes over she picks up her book. I think she'd taken it to Dad to read, to see if he would read it. He says, no, take it over to Helen and she'll read it to you. So got to do it. I've always loved story time, sitting on the floor with kids and just telling stories. And whether I'm reading the story or whether I'm making one up, I always try to remember the ones my grandfather used to make up and tell the stories. But then, I put my own twist on them because it's been a long time since I've heard my grandfather tell a story, and he used to tell really, really good stories. And So hopefully when I make up the stories like he used to tell us, that I'm honoring his memory and honoring his storytelling ability by remembering as much as I can. And then, of course, I can just go and fill in the gaps with whatever I want. So that's it from me. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening around 8 p.m. Pacific time. Maybe earlier, maybe a little later.